door this weekend. I'm going with the obvious choice.
I think we're live. Hold on. We got. Hey, we're live. Welcome to Out of the Draft podcast, episode 11. We have our usual panel. Mitch will be a little bit late, but he'll be coming as well. I'm Dylan, and go ahead and proceed your names.
Nick.
That boy, aka also Dylan.
Yep.
And then, like I said, Mitch will be a few minutes late. He just got home from work, so he's trying to talk to his fiance a little bit. Anyways, welcome. How was y'all's weeks?
Long.
Same.
I know the weather's not compared to you guys down south, but when it goes from being, 50 on average to 90, it's a big difference.
Dude, yes. Like it's brutal down here. I Kentucky's just all humidity. So like it's just brutal. But
I think Florida's all humidity.
it's awful. Like after
Louisiana.
Go ahead.
I said in Louisiana, you wake up, you got swass.
Thank goodness I don't live there. You're supposed to laugh, GCD. It's fine. Don't worry about it. All right. Well, we were at Nashville this weekend. That was fun. What did y'all think about just coming back to Nashville? Like, what was your thoughts on that?
I hope it doesn't ruin the fairground chance. Realistically,
Okay.
It had its moments, but it was another race. I hope it was better than I expected it to be, but it was still. It came. We'll talk about the races.
Yeah. Stab Boy, you got any thoughts on like before the race?
No.
Okay. Well,
I was thinking something else.
Well, the first thing that happened this weekend was the truck race. It was a pretty calm, kind of one groove racetrack. With the seat. What did they put on there? It's called Cena?
Resin.
Sorry.
I like that.
I did like that because it just helped with the rubber to be laid down. So to me, that's what we should use, not traction compound, because putting grip on the racetrack is just going to cause
one lane just in a different spot.
Yeah, bingo.
We can go all day on this.
Yeah. But with the truck race, there wasn't a lot of tire fall off. So if you got the lead, it was all about track position. That's kind of all it was for the truck race. There wasn't really passing. It was one groove on the bottom. If you want a little groove up, you can maybe pass on the restart, but that's about it. But congrats to Ryan Preece. There wasn't really much action, honestly, at all in the truck race. Ryan Preece just got the lead on the late restart and won the race. So,
but he had a battle for it.
Well, he did have to battle for it, but like the person couldn't pass. So it was just like, didn't he have to battle his teammate? Was it Todd Gillen?
I believe so. Yeah.
I can't remember I knew it was a black truck. That's all I remember. But,
yep.
So yeah, it was probably Todd Gillen. What was your?
The whole race was boring in my opinion. I'll be honest, from what I saw until about the last 15-minute lap, when you got those three battling. It was Ty Gillen, obviously our race winner Ryan Preece. I can't even remember who the third truck was.
I think it was Grant Enfinger, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe one of the Thor trucks. Yeah, I can't remember who, but either way, it was kind of boring up until that point. It was, like you said, single group track. But, I was worried about that because truck race, sometimes that can show what's to come in a way. We had 3 completely different races all weekend.
Yeah. Literally, I would rate the truck race out of 10, probably about 6. Like above average, mile and a half. Like obviously, Nashville's not a mile and a half. It's a 1.33, but it races kind of like a mile and a half and a short track combined. So I would give it a 6 out of 10. That's how I would rate it.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 6. I didn't even watch it. I fell asleep. I fell asleep during pre-race ceremonies and slept till 1 in the morning.
Deegan she had a good night going, and then all of a sudden fell back. It's just what's new, right?
Yeah, what's going on with your girl, Stat Boy?
She just finished second at Nascar. She needed a break.
Yeah, congrats to Tony Stewart, by the way. He
Yeah.
won the race. But we'll get into SRX in a second.
Yep.
I know that's Mitch's favorite series, so I was waiting until he got here, anyways, because he loves talking about it. But now we go to the Xfinity race. That was honestly, it was a lot of comers and goers throughout the race, and
There was.
tires actually meant a lot in the Xfinity race than it did the other two. I don't remember. All I remember is the late battles between Justin Allgaier and Kyle Busch. Other than that, Kyle Busch led a lot, but
That battle though.
that battle, the side by side, Rubbins racing, coming out of 4, and then all of a sudden you had the big wreck with Michael Neck and Daniel Hemrick on the front stretch, and then Austin Cindric hit hard head on into the by the flag stand or whatever.
I guarantee you, Harrison Burton needed a new pair of shorts.
I bet.
He went across his hood so fast that his hood flaps popped up. If you're taking that much air off and that quick, that was a big hit. Glad to see it's okay, but at the same time, wow.
Yeah. That was crazy.
But what happens at the end of these races? Cautions.
Breed
caution.
That's Xfinity in general. When cautions happen, they just keep coming.
That's trucks.
Well, honestly, it's anybody, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Xfinity really. Other than that, nothing really happened throughout the race. Was there any contact other than that? That was highlighted.
I think there's a couple arrow pushes.
Okay.
Moving people out of the group, passing. But other than that, same thing we saw in the Cup race on Sunday. What I will say is I was very impressed with how quick they got the track ready as far as coming in and, updating the facility, making it, ready for racing. Because, like I said, it's been 10 years since we've had a race there. So.
And I was there if y'all didn't know. Let's talk to the viewers, not you two. But I was there, and it was a beautiful facility. I did not think that Nashville looked that good. Of course, they added stands, but the actual facility itself was all the parking lots looked brand new. Literally everything about it just looked like a brand new racetrack.
Concrete 1.3 mile.
And it was beautiful. I'm glad that I experienced that. And if we keep coming, I'll definitely be there. If not every year, but it was just so hot. Oh my gosh, it was awful.
I got a theory of something they should do, but we'll talk about it after we get through the Cup race. You may enjoy it.
Actually, I think I said the theory too to my family at the race. I think if we're on the same page, just say it.
Probably not, but I guarantee you we're not.
All right, bet. Do you want to text Mitch to see if he's got? I'll text him because I don't want to get into the Cup race without him.
Not without him.
Yeah. That's why I said you can just go ahead and say it.
Okay, so, me and Mitch were talking about it. So, the theory that we have, or that me and Mitch have, move Cup to Nashville Fairgrounds. Have it be a triple header weekend, but alternate Xfinity and Truck Series every year so that one year Xfinity's at the fairgrounds, the other year they're at Nashville Speedway. So it alternates between those two series because it's a 45-minute drive between the two facilities. We could get a lot of double headers in for drivers that want to do both. Yeah. We could shorten up the race into 2 days, the weekend into 2 days, which would help NASCAR and fans. Because, I love racing. How many people want to spend 3 days at a track?
I mean, I barely do. And I'm.
But you see what I'm saying?
No,
though.
yeah, I completely agree with you. I was thinking. Are you done? Before I cut you off.
That was it.
Oh,
That
okay.
was my theory.
Um.
That's what I think they should do.
Oh,
Was it even close to yours?
that's honestly I really like that. Let's say we do get the Nashville Fairgrounds. We're gonna have 3 races in Tennessee. So we're gonna have Bristol, of course. You're gonna
Mm-hmm.
have Nashville and the Fairgrounds. So what I was thinking is Nashville Super Speedway will end up being the championship race because we already do the Nashville activities now for the week after for the
I think
championship.
the fairgrounds would be better.
Really? I just don't
Well,
think that
if
facility would be able to present itself for a championship race. That's the only
if they
thing.
do it, what they want to do, I feel that it would,
Yeah.
and it would also appease a lot of the local
Older.
homeowners. It's one race, way late in the season. We're talking what, November is when
November.
So racing has already stopped for several weeks. More, I mean, I believe I know how it is up here north. Your last race of the season's like September, October, like early October. I don't know how it is down south for you guys. I don't know if you guys race all year round or not, but
Probably.
I know Kentucky. They do a lot of. So Kentucky Speedway does a lot of like local like events there.
yeah.
And they do that all the way through December.
Okay.
And then they
So-
stop in December and go back in March. So it's kind of like NASCAR.
Okay. So I think I think that's something they could do at those fairgrounds. I think it would be a great finisher, but I also like the idea of moving the championship race every year.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just like move the All-Star race, move the championship race.
If we're going to if we're going to keep this one race format, we at least should change it up, right? Because like Phoenix, obviously that's already been stated that it will be the championship race until 2022. That was kind of a deal that Phoenix and NASCAR made, which if they already make a deal, help the track out, do what the deal intended it to do. But after that, I think we should just rotate it like every year, and it gives
even every 2 years wouldn't be bad.
well that too, because it would give other tracks a reason to promote itself, right? Because like for instance, obviously we're not going to go to New Hampshire and
Pocono, Watkins Glen,
yeah, we're not going to go to those tracks in November, right?
unfortunately,
Yeah.
Dover.
But races like trying to think of a race that really doesn't have meaning. That's like
Charlotte could even host it. Charlotte
would be actually really good.
I think it would be too. It's
I think,
but not if they put the traction compound though.
no. Well, hopefully the next gen doesn't need it, right?
I think the next gen will play a lot into it, but I think Charlotte would be a good one. I even think Darlington would be an amazing championship race.
I'm down for that. And
That is
make it the Southern 500. Like make that.
No. Too much into one weekend.
You think no? You don't think so?
So when you think about it, so Southern 500,
Weekend championship weekend.
it's the throwback weekend. Essentially, then everybody's just going to choose past champions' cars. It's about and this is a race for the. Pardon me. It would be the last race of the season is to crown a champion.
Well, I was thinking like since it's the championship race, make it the endurance race, right? I'm sorry, Mitch is here. Actually, let me add to the call. Sorry, but that's
wins the championship in a low scheme.
I
see a ceiling.
I love it.
Oh.
Welcome, Mitch.
What's up, guys?
Look at all you guys with your headphones.
Oh, we all look professional.
Except for I look professional. Y'all look like you're just sitting in front.
I thought you were saying except for me.
I thought he was about to say that. I was like, what?
Nope.
Except for me. Yeah, that's why you said it.
Yep. No, I don't think I think Darlington with the Southern 500 would be a bad championship race because we're taking away from the current champion who's about to be crowned. Like that's that team's accomplishment. But if you're throwing a throwback scheme on it, like a lot of drivers use their primary sponsors, their primary scheme for that race.
That's true. Well, obviously the Southern 500 throwback weekend, right? But eventually it would change. I feel like the throwback weekend is going to change. It'll be like, oh, the Bristol night race. Like
I would love to see that the throwback change on
go ahead.
Like you're saying, like the original tracks, like Bristol, obviously Darlington. You could even do Daytona and Talladega.
Yeah, and then Martinsville. So those rotated tracks for that too. I feel like that would just give the teams like an opportunity to just not be consistent. Like it would just put more passion into the sport. That's all I'm looking for. But if that's
what are y'all talking about?
Okay, so
filling space.
We're filling in space because we just got done talking about the trucks and Xfinity. Oh, actually, we didn't talk about who won the Xfinity race because I was waiting for you too because it was Kyle Busch obviously winning his 100th Xfinity race, which is a huge accomplishment.
Absolutely.
Not only just for
there's only 3 drivers in the triple-digit column for wins.
That is insane.
In one series,
in one series, right.
And honestly, just think about Xfinity right now the way it is. Its competition is still more competition than what Richard Petty and Kelly Yarborough did.
Absolutely.
Well, Richard Petty and Kelly Yarborough were each other's competition.
Yeah. So it was like Hamlin and Harvick last year. That's pretty much what
you could almost compare Richard Petty and now I forgot his name. Jesus.
Kelly Yarborough.
Kelly Yarborough. It's like when Kyle Larson shows up to a local dirt track.
Yeah.
Who's racing for second?
Yeah. Or Kyle Larson races the Cup Series. Honestly.
Yeah, these days.
But we'll get into that. No, it was awesome to see him win his 100th race. The only thing I didn't like was the coverage and them backing out really quick. They celebrated with him. We didn't see the guitar smash. We didn't. He pretended to, like he was going to, and I had a feeling he said he was going to. I have a feeling he's not.
I think he should have. I think he should have.
He should have, but at the same time, I didn't think he would because
that's probably going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably putting that one up somewhere special.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, he said in the interview, I think the Victory Lane interview specifically, he said it's going to go up to the other next to the other 4 he has. So, I guess that's his plan. But
I mean, the other 2.3 left. But great to see him win. Awesome accomplishment. Brings up the fact though that he said he's done unless Gibbs asks him to fill in to see how the program's doing. He's got 2 races left this year.
2 races left this year, yeah. And
does those rides go to Ty Gibbs?
No.
I think he's gonna run them.
He's gonna run those, and he's also I still think he's still gonna run the 5 races that he's allowed. Because,
I agree.
Only because sponsorship. So the reason why there's so many different sponsors on the 54 is because of Kyle Busch. A lot of people want to sponsor that car because they know it's going to be up front and winning races, right?
Yeah, because as soon as Ty Gibbs is in it, it's a black car.
Bingo, correct. And so, and that gives Joe Gibbs to see where the Xfinity program is, also to give them money in dollars to build their program to even be better. So I don't think that he won't run the 5 unless he'll do those on double weekends, like anytime that he has a chance to run.
I think this will be the last year, honestly.
Really?
I think he'll finish these 5, and I think he's just going to focus on cups because look at Coda, for instance. His leg at the end of the cup race was killing him. He's getting older.
Right, but
And
I
I
also
think-
don't think he's gonna try to do doubles at road courses anymore. I think that was just kind of a one-time thing to learn the track.
To learn, yeah.
Yes, but at the same time, though, I think he'll back out. I think he's just going to stay a Cup Series, which I don't blame him. Focus on one now. Get your third championship. Eventually, he's going to retire. He's going to want to get that Truck Series championship after that.
He will go to the Truck Series. I do believe that.
At which point, me and Mitch were saying they should just hand him the trophy when he shows up to Daytona.
Well, honestly, I want to see him win every single race. Like I actually want to see him do that.
Yeah, me and Nick talked about it a week or two ago.
Yeah.
I think it was actually last week after he won the 100th race. But we were saying, what did we say? I don't know. He would show up basically, obviously. Oh, and that he would probably win dang near all of them unless he got wrecked out for the win, or not necessarily wrecked for the win, but caught up in something he didn't do or whatever.
Yeah.
And or like a mechanical
failure or something like that. Yeah.
But we were like, other than that though, like the odds of him winning every single week is freaking high. There's a high chance of that.
Oh, I know. Like
the only places I see him not winning every race, and this would be a far possibility, like far out of not winning, are the tracks he's never raced at.
Right, like Canadian Tire.
Yep.
I
think that's it.
That's probably about it. Well,
Road
if they do
America.
dirt, Road America.
I feel like he'll be fine on dirt.
Yeah, he'll be fine. But at the
that's
same
it.
time, he might not win him. I mean, he's obviously talented as hell, but he's not really a dirt driver.
no.
He kind of is though. He kicked Tony's and Jeff Gordon's ass at Eldora in a late model for the first time he ever in one.
So did Kevin. Kevin beat him as well once. And Kevin's not a dirt driver at all.
Is Kevin even a driver, or is his wife the driver?
Not this year.
No, she wears the pants, the fire.
She wears the fire suit.
Oh,
Yeah.
We're coming back to Pocono. I forgot. That should have been the title of the flipping. Oh my gosh, missed a great opportunity.
Go back
You're
and
welcome
change
for
it.
that one. You're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, you can edit it afterwards.
Oh yeah, I definitely will. Definitely put it in the comments. But that's all I had to say for Xfinity. That was all my thoughts. Other than Kyle Busch is one of the greats of all time.
Oh.
So
That save that both Kyle Busch and Allgaier had when they made contact coming sideways off the turn.
yeah, that was terrific.
And I was waiting. I was like, if this goes south when that happened, and Kyle Busch loses the race, he is going to be so pissed at Allgaier.
Not really though, just because
I really don't think
racing wise, he was pinching him. I mean, he knows what happens when you pinch a car down,
But at the same time, though, it's Kyle Busch.
I'm not saying he would have been happy about it, but I don't think we wouldn't have seen old school Busch. He would have addressed it by what happened, not necessarily. Allgaier's stupid. I don't know why he's even out there. He ain't ever won a championship. Yada yada yada.
No, he would honestly, every time that Kyle Busch is on the racetrack, Allgaier is his only competition.
For real.
Like every
For real.
week.
Of course, Cindric took the lead from him. What? Lap 1 before he even made it around.
Yeah, like coming out 2, he just like drove off.
Yeah, but once Cindric lost the lead, he was trash.
That just proves
Clean air, baby.
this is what scares me about Nashville, like we were saying earlier. I'm afraid it's going to ruin the fairgrounds opportunity because it's just how it seems to go.
Well,
And with the town fighting, plus them being like, oh, well, look, the racing at this race, yeah, it was packed, but it was a bad race because people would say that.
I don't think it was. Well, let's go to the Cup Series before I talk about the race itself. Do y'all have any more thoughts on Xfinity?
Congratulations, Kyle.
Yeah, just Kyle. It's incredible what he's already done in NASCAR. I mean, obviously, we know as the all-time wins leader in Xfinity and trucks. That's incredible, just as
I think
is.
he's the all-time winner in all 3 series combined, too.
Yes.
Yeah. He's more wins than anyone. Period.
Yeah.
More than anyone.
Yes.
When you combine the top three.
And then behind that, it's Petty and then Harvick, actually.
Oh,
Which is-
Stat Boy, there he goes. Stat Boy. Oh, those are pasty legs.
Well, he's a white boy.
We all are.
Well, we are, but
No,
I can't imagine what Dylan's legs look like.
I swear, I'm freaking ginger, bro.
Ginger, bro.
No, actually,
Yeah.
I can low key tan for a ginger though. Like,
You
low-key.
and that little.
Are they
peach
wider
fuzz
than
face.
this?
Me?
Yeah,
Oh, it's because I have to shave it every week.
just grow it. Be a man.
Well, he has to do it for work.
I have to do it for work.
I was in the same predicament. I don't
Mom-
care.
You
I don't
work
care.
for a family-owned restaurant. You're fine.
I work for Chick-fil-A. I'm not fine. You know how strict these people are?
Gina's had a beer.
Are you guys still wearing a mask though?
No.
Oh, well.
Yeah,
Suck
Jesus still has a beer.
everything's open now. Like we have no
See,
masks, no requirements.
I mean, we don't have no masks anymore either, but we're also allowed to have beards now, which is great. But to continue, you either need a beard guard or continue wearing a mask. I'm just wearing a mask.
Oh.
Just get a beard guard. It'll be so much cooler.
No, it won't.
Temperature-wise. No,
Dude,
temperature-wise.
Not my mask. My mask is literally like thin gym short material. Like it's barely like even wearing a mask. Yeah.
I only have to wear a mask when I go into customers' homes.
Right. Anyway, off topic.
Yep, way off topic.
Kyle Busch
We're
is
in the
great.
weeds.
Kyle Busch is great.
Yes.
You know.
Larson's
of the
even
expert.
better. I'm just kidding. That was a joke. Please don't. Please don't.
I mean, are you wrong though?
No, I'm not gonna say Larson's better than Kyle Busch because Kyle Busch stock car driver is way above the Larson stock car driver, but Larson overall is better than Kyle Busch.
I think Larson
Does
has
that make
more
sense?
raw talent.
Does that make sense of what I mean by that?
I mean, yeah, I just don't necessarily agree.
You don't think that Larson is? Wait, you don't think Kyle Busch is better than Larson at stock car racing?
No, I know.
I don't. This is the reason.
As of
I
what
agree.
we've seen with the best equipment, which he's never been in, we're
That's-
seeing a different Kyle Larson than what we've ever seen, and
That's
it's
where I tie it into. You
yeah,
look at
it's
Kyle
it's
Larson,
really showing what he is.
Look at what he's done with equipment that Kyle Busch has never had to drive. Kyle Busch has been in top level equipment from day one, starting in the Xfinity series.
I think I'm about to go insane. Anyways, we're gonna go to the Cup race because I'm gonna have
Okay.
a straight out mental breakdown here in a second.
I mean, a real quick question: do you think Kyle Busch is better than Tony Stewart?
Yes. Yes.
That's fair.
Do you think Kyle Larson is better than? Wait, what did I just ask you?
You-
Kyle Larson?
no, Kyle
You
Busch.
said it's
Kyle
Kyle
Busch.
Busch.
Okay.
Kyle Busch.
Do you think Kyle Larson is better than Busch?
Yes.
No. Stock
No.
car racing, no.
Tony Stewart does. He said he said he knows Kyle Larson is
Well,
better.
Tony Stewart runs over people. He doesn't know much. That's all I have to say.
Whoa.
He's also a 3-time champion in every series he's ever raced in.
All I have to say is Tony does
I don't
not.
think we should talk about that because there's still a lawsuit going on with that whole situation.
Well, there's a reason
No.
why that's still going on.
I thought that was settled like years ago.
No, it is settled. It is.
I think it's maybe 2 years ago it got settled. But
Anyways,
yeah, I know people. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that one.
Uh,
Anyways,
Yeah, we're
going on to
we're-
the Cup race. Boring, except for brakes breaking everywhere, which
except
stacked them
for
all up.
brakes breaking everywhere.
Okay, except for the brakes coming apart, it would have been a boring race. It was stretching out. It was hard to pass, except on restarts.
I'm kind of in the same boat as you, kind of not. I did like the racing itself, but
Yeah.
I do agree it wasn't the best. It was
It was
A
better
little
than
boring.
I expected.
It did. Yeah, it was a lot better than expected. And I give a lot of credit to their sticky stuff they put. I don't know what the
Resin.
name is, but resin. Okay, so I give a lot of credit to that because if it wasn't for that, we would have saw the Nashville that the one we left, and that was the reason we left because you train around the bottom, you can't pass. There's no two grooves.
Listen, don't you remember Michael Waltrip's win?
Yeah, that's because the first 4 cars wrecked each other.
First 5.
I thought he was 5th.
No,
I
he
don't
was
know.
6.
It's something like that. Either way, though. But
Guess who was in that top 5 though too?
I know Bush, Boyer, and I don't remember the rest, but I know them.
Somebody in the 1 car.
Yeah, but anyway, I mean, it wasn't a bad race, but thinking about it, obviously, their brake package, a lot of the teams didn't bring the right brake package.
They brought intermediate to a short track.
Right. That's what they should have. But if just imagine if
that's what they should have brought short track. They brought intermediate.
Yeah. But just think about if they did bring short track, what kind of race would we have seen? I think it would have been a whole lot, obviously a whole lot different, but I think we would have saw a long green flag runs and you can't pass. The only people that I really saw passing on a long run was Stenhouse and Almirola and, of course, Larson. But other than that, everyone else just kind of just chilling. Yeah, he was a little different, though, because a lot of times he was on a different tire strategy.
I would say the Hendrick cars were able to pass, and then, like you said, Stenhouse and Almirola. Outside of those,
once you went green for 15 laps, it just seemed like you were kind of just stuck where you were.
You may pick up 1 or 2 here and there because we did see a lot of comers and goers too. Like, I mean, I remember watching the 22 car. He restarted like 6th with 30 to go by stage end. He was like 14th or something like that. I was like, what the hell happened? Like, and it was just the handling. But I do think that resin is a better option than the traction compound because
I agree.
All the traction compound does is all the drivers, they drive below it. Once it comes in, they move to it. That's it. And then we have a single group track, 1 lane up or 2 lanes up from where it was. That's all the traction compound seems to do.
But I agree. The resin seemed to not have any give up.
Yeah. I mean, we saw rubber wear into a track for the first time in how long?
And a concrete track?
Yeah.
That says a lot. That says a lot.
Imagine this stuff at, I don't know, say...
Texas,
yeah. Charlotte even. You could put that stuff right up next to the wall.
I don't know about that, but...
To make it, Larson would find a way to make it work. Which I did notice... He was probably, I don't know what Cliff Daniels is doing. He is one of the only cars out there that can go from low entry to middle and then cut it back low to get around a car in the middle of a turn with no hesitation. No other Hendrick car has been able to do that, even.
So I saw a whole different race.
You were there. That makes it different.
So, like, TV coverage just didn't do it for y'all. If you were there, you didn't even really pay attention to Larson. Like, yeah, he led, but honestly, it didn't feel like he was dominating. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It looked that way.
You didn't see
15 seconds ahead.
15 seconds ahead.
Well, honestly,
you didn't see the number side of
it. But, so, a lot of the times, so the only driver that got close to the wall, there was 2 of them. It was the 9 car and the 42. Literally, the 9 and the 42 drove the outside lane, and 3 and 4, and just kept it going every time. And those.
Speaking of the 9, sorry.
I thought he scraped the wall a little bit.
What was that move?
Got all the lug nuts loose.
What was that move? Turn 1, him in the 88 just freaking diving it in there on the high side.
Well, they just had no grip. Starting the race, it was just,
yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, it was just,
no kidding. I was like, oh god. I thought they were both about.
I was
Chase went up there.
Do it.
If they came back down the track, half the field's gone. It's hard to miss 1 car. Try missing 2 now.
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious when I saw it lap 1, and then all of a sudden a caution comes out because of Quinn Houff. By the way, Quinn Houff is better than Chase Elliott. He finished ahead of him without even completing a lap. Just FYI.
I mean, you're not wrong.
No,
he barely got past the start-finish line, and still made a point.
It
That's
still made a point.
talent. That's talent right there.
That's honestly the next Kyle Larson. But, anyways, going back to the racing product from what I saw, it was legit a lot of passing throughout the whole pack. Like, that's why it was when someone has a really good car, people say that you can't pass, but it's because the program didn't focus on the rest of the field. The rest of the field,
Right.
there was like one guy would go all the way up to second and then drop back, and then go back up to second and then drop back. Like the 18, he caught Kyle Larson at the end of their pit cycle.
Stage 1. Or
Yeah.
yeah.
At the end of the first pit cycle, and he caught Larson. Like that was the only car that I've ever seen do that.
Yeah, he ran him down.
And then,
but at the same time, what did he do after that though?
he made the wrong adjustments and then fell way back. Or his team didn't even make the adjustment, apparently, or something like that.
Well, that part was a little later on. But excluding that first initial run where he did run him down, Kyle was fighting his car all day. He was crazy loose, crazy tight. He did have a good car, and I think a lot of credit to that was clean air.
Yeah.
But he didn't have a really good handling car. He was really getting what he could out of it, which was obviously second for half the race, which is great. But once he started to lose 2-3 spots, it was done for at that point.
I just think because of the racing that we saw, that's why we had people like Stenhouse, Daniel Suarez, and Ross Chastain finish where they did. Right. Because of the passing. So I thought the racing was better than any Dover race. So I'm glad it took over the Dover race.
Okay, so before I forget, I like Dover for the fact that there's always traffic, though. You know, it's a mile-long track. It's shorter. You're catching lap traffic quicker. That's what I like about that. It makes it more of a driver's track, where this here was a lot bigger, a lot sharper turns. They looked opening and wide, like you could just barrel in there, but you really couldn't. But with Dover, you know, oh, I see that guy up there. He's entering 3 now, and I'm halfway down, you know, the backstretch. I'm going to catch him at corner exit. I got to start thinking ahead. Nashville, they have the time to think versus Dover. But at the same time, I do agree. There was passing, and TV coverage does not cover it, unfortunately.
Right, right. Which we all know. That's always the case. You know, going to a race is a whole different world from watching on TV.
Right.
Both have their plus and negatives to them, but yeah.
There's a stat I think I saw. There's almost 800 passes throughout the race, and that's more than the average mile and a half. So
I will say, I think that if they should cover the race like they do road courses, they do cover a lot on the leaders, but they're going through the entire field constantly. It's not just here's the top 10, enjoy the race. They literally go through the entire field, unless you're, Quinn Houff or
JL.
Who?
JL.
Pascal Bush.
Actually, I have a statement on that later. Who's in the 66? Tim? No,
Timmy Hill.
I can't remember. Huh?
Timmy Hill.
Yeah, Timmy Hill.
Timmy Hill. Unless you're like one of those cars, like they don't really cover them, and I understand why. They'll cover them when the leader's lapping them or something like that.
Oh, Timmy
Great time for it.
Chicane. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. But at road courses, it seems like you do get to see the entire race in every position up to about 35th. Well, or I'll say the top 30, which is realistically, those are the fast cars. After 30th, you're looking at Rick Ware Racing, underfunded teams. Quinn Houff that don't have the ability to keep up.
Sometimes, man, some of them guys are just so slow. I can't believe they're not being black flagged. It's unreal.
I almost think they find I think they go out there to keep their sponsors happy because finishing last place pays more than finishing first place in the Xfinity Series. So I think what it is.
Does it really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
That's what. Well, that's why. Like, You know, you see
That's why
Anthony
Furniture Row went
Alfredo.
full time. That's why Furniture Row went straight to Cup Series. They tried the Xfinity Series. They made more money finishing last place in the Cup Series than they did if they were to win an Xfinity race. So they went to Cup Series.
Well, that worked out.
Yeah, it worked out.
I like how Furniture Row is in trucks right now. I think they're doing great in trucks too.
You mean front row?
Yes.
That's front row.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I said Furniture Row. Front row.
That's
Sorry.
I said furniture row.
row.
That's why. I just wanted to
Yeah.
make sure that we're on the same page. That's why.
Right,
Yeah.
front row.
But I think that those teams, they're smart. They have sponsors. Finish the race. You're going to get some TV time when the leader laps you, because they're always going to mention you. Oh, here comes the leader.
Passing
As of
Timmy
recent-
Hill.
Passing Timmy Hill, putting him another lap down. But what do you see on Timmy Hill's car? That big old sponsor on the hood. That's basically it's a rolling billboard out there on the track.
That sponsor
Is that what
without
those are
Googling
called?
it.
Yeah. But word of the week, phrase of the week, rolling billboard.
That's what NASCARs are.
Yep. But so I think that those guys are out there they'll meet the bare minimum. They'll stay out of the lead way, at least they'll try. And they're going to collect their paycheck at the end of the day.
I love the way he gets up.
He does.
He like,
I know, it's weird.
does it like a monkey. It's so weird.
Shows his whole leg off.
But,
But no, I mean, I thought it was a good race. I
Yeah,
still
it was
am
better
so
than I
jealous
expected, still.
that you got to go, Dylan, because I wanted to always go back when I lived up in Tennessee.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Oh, sure.
I'll move down south, and then I can go to all these races.
Especially when one of your favorite drivers wins, it makes it even better. So,
Especially to hear the haters. But, anyways, good race. Kyle Larson, dominant. What else did we have to talk about?
we kind of put our thoughts already on the grip strip.
Yep.
So I
Use it more.
use that instead of police, because that, like I said, so that is supposed to build rubber on the racetrack, not create grip.
Right.
So there's the difference. Creating grip and putting rubber on the track is two different things. Putting rubber is going to help the tires fall off. It's going to give dirtiness on the tires, so like you're going to want fresh Goodyears. And I think that's what honestly helped the race. But
it didn't just establish one lane track. You could use that rubber to your advantage.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say the 5 car was probably we're going back to Larson, one of the few cars who could choose what lane he wanted to run in and still be putting down fast lap times.
Yeah.
Hell, the guy was turning off his car at the start-finish line, coasting, and still running faster laps than half the field.
Yep.
Yeah, he really was, man. It's so funny when they talked about that saving gas, and they said, oh well, Byron should be saving more fuel or whatever because he's quote unquote not, the car's not on longer, and they were like, well, yeah, but at the same time, Larson is just faster, so although he's saving the same quote unquote the same amount of fuel, he's still traveling a further distance while doing it. Because I think it was Jeff Burton. He was asking why. I don't remember. I don't remember what exactly the conversation was, but I think they were asking why Larson hasn't driven away more or something like that, or maybe the 24 hasn't gained more. But right. So, and Burton was kind of confused on why Larson has saved more fuel but still driven further, and he was like, "Well, he's faster."
Well, Burton didn't spend a lot of time up front, so
he's been a fairly good amount of time up front, more than Jamie McMurray.
Yeah, but Jamie McMurray could actually win key races.
That is true. Going back to
what, like twice? That was it.
To the end of the race, we want to comment on Chase Elliott's finish. He technically finished 13th, but he got disqualified because he had 5 loose lug nuts and loses his finishing position fails to the rear, and he loses all his points, 0, and the stage win that he got in stage 1, and that will be rewarded to Kurt Busch. So congrats to Kurt Busch for getting your first playoff point this year. That's awesome. Obviously, it wasn't like earned, but congratulations.
Sometimes they're just handed to you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm about to go on a rant. With this, I have this written down. Should NASCAR DQ for lug nuts? Yes, but I don't think you should penalize the entire race.
I agree.
I think the stage points, I don't care if it's Kyle Busch, who I hate. Okay, hate's a strong word. I very dislike as a racer because of his attitude, even though he has grown up in years past. Yes, Chase is my favorite driver. I would have said the same thing, though, if it was Kyle Busch who had 5 loose lug nuts and finished 13th and lost his stage point. There was not an issue at stage end. Otherwise, why are you not fining these drivers or these crew chiefs for when they have 3 lug nuts on before that final stop of the race? Because if you notice, every last stop is about half a second longer. So they will put 3 lugs on still to make a faster pit stop. But at the end of the race is the only time they check on it. NASCAR needs more consistency. What I think they should do, put a helmet cam on every tire changer. Did he hit all 5 lugs? If he hits all 5 lugs, a loose wheel is not an issue. Vibration could have caused it. Chase Elliott early in the race had an issue with the tire, which they thought that was the same case. Makes sense. They shouldn't have done it that way.
I got.
Sorry.
I got 2.
I had to go through that.
No. I'm glad you
It's
brought
the
that up
inconsistency.
So I actually think if someone gets DQ'd, the whole race is DQ'd. So that is my personal opinion. I understand why he got DQ'd. I mean, I get it personally. If 4 lug nuts on a 5 lug nut tire is missed, that tire is coming off. So I don't think that all 4 lug nuts were loose during the beginning of the run, or he wouldn't have even made it 10 laps
to the end.
Yeah.
Right. Because halfway through the run, he didn't comment on his loose wheel. So it was about halfway through the run.
Yeah.
And it's like, if it was loose, you would have known
30
pretty early.
Honestly,
right,
lap 1, he would have felt
right.
it.
Right.
I mean,
how many of these drivers know it on the out lap?
Yeah, I mean, Elliott is talented.
Especially if it's 4.
Yeah. I mean, and so that's why I don't think he had all 4 loose, or all 4 plus the one on the other side loose at that time. But I'm glad that they did the whole DQ. Now, since that'll continue, it'll be the whole DQ. I'd rather it be just like, I'd rather be the whole thing than half the race, right? Because technically half the race, that's like this, okay? Let's say you never compare stick and ball sports. I get it, whatever. But let's say you play football, okay? So let's say you're Tom Brady and you flatten all your balls, okay? I'm just joking. That was a joke. But let's say that does happen and he gets DQ'd, but he only uses one of those flattened balls. But that whole game is disqualified. Do you see my point? So
they did.
Well, they're not going to because they can't prove it. But I'm saying if they did prove that situation, that whole game would have been disqualified and the winner would have went to someone else. But so that's my point is if you're gonna DQ someone, you might as well DQ the whole race. But with next year's 1 lug nut anyways, it's not gonna even matter. So
that's true.
So
if it's loose, your day's probably
if it's loose, it's over, baby. That's all.
You see what you're gonna have. Sorry.
Go.
I say you're gonna have Justin Allgaier at Indy.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have many of those at Daytona.
No, but Chase did say on radio after that he was gonna run until it blows with 30 laps to go because he felt a vibration.
Yeah, because they did have a chunk of tire missing from earlier in the race, and it wasn't like it was early in the race when they were still putting rubber down. That was stage 2.
Yeah,
rubber was down.
I
just don't. I feel that they should have done a further investigation, though, too. I don't think Hendrick is going to appeal it or fight for an
No,
appeal.
we would have already known if they were gonna.
They
I mean, he's locked in. If he wasn't locked in, if he didn't have a win yet, I would totally appeal it. But at the same time, like I said, these drivers. So the reason this whole rule was put in is because pit crewmen, they were hitting 3 lugs, and drivers said, hey, we should put a rule in place for 5 lugs. They're still doing the 3 lugs because they only check them at the end of the race. Whatever happened to the days when we had a NASCAR official in every box? Why can't we go back to that? They watch it.
I like that.
Be able to have a system that's linked to those tire changers' head or cameras on their helmets that actually can slow down, count to 5 on 2 tires for each person. 4 tires. It would take probably 2-3 laps.
Yep.
And then the NASCAR, that official, can radio into control. Hey, he hit 4 lugs, or he hit 3 lugs. Oh, all right. Bring him in.
Could you imagine?
But
that's
tell
what
me
we used
that
to do. I love that.
It makes more sense. Not this penalize at the end of the race because they found the loophole. I can hit 3 lugs. The tire's not going anywhere, and then I'll hit 5 lugs on the last stop. Where if they did that way, it's more accountability on one, the tire changer. It's a safety issue on the drivers because if that tire, look at Denny Hamlin's crash last year at Indy, tire blew. Imagine if his back tire came off on entry into turn 1.
He would have whipped around.
Yeah.
Honestly, it whipped around and probably the same
Other
speed.
back injury.
Well, same speed that he had probably on the door of him, like the driver's
Yeah.
side door.
But it would have been a backwards impact, which wouldn't, because, his tire went down, but he's able to control it somewhat more than, he's still able to steer at a different angle. I wish there was more consistency with NASCAR. Like, finding it, yes, Chase Elliott's my driver, but finding or DQing a driver completely because he had 4 loose lug nuts on a wheel and didn't spin out or wreck alone with 30 laps to go. Either A, mechanical failure, or B, those came loose over a run. Which then, look at the gun, which is supplied by who? NASCAR.
Yep.
End of rant. Next subject.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It looks like SRX is next. That was hard to say. SRX is next.
Say that 3 times fast.
SRX is next.
SRX next.
Mitch, I know this is one of your favorite things to talk about. I want you to go ahead and start off on the SRX and what's your thoughts about the race.
I actually don't want to start out because I missed the first and second heat.
I did too.
Okay.
So
I watched the entire fucking thing.
Yeah, my app was not working for me. It's causing me issues, so I didn't get to start till the third heat.
All right. First heat, awesome racing. Second heat was awesome racing as well. I wish they would come up with a better. Oh, actually, I think they did explain it. They can only run so many laps, green flag, before they throw a caution, and I think that's what they did. So how we called it the fun flag, or they called it. There's an actual rule in place that states if they go so many green flag laps, they throw the caution. They reached that in the second heat, and there's why it bunches them back up. So,
okay. So stage race.
But other than that, yes, but at the same
it's stage racing with the old Truck Series time clock.
Yeah,
That's literally what it is.
But that's not the main race, so I'm fine with that. All the heat does is determine your starting position.
But it doesn't even do that.
No,
it allows you to make adjustments on your car.
It's
so
just-
essentially, it's like your practice.
practice with points.
Yeah, it's practice with points, and then after the 2 practices, you come in and make a couple adjustments. That's what it is. But
but you don't lose spots
right.
where you can still lose spots. And I like it.
It is your average
but-
finish though in the two heats.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because they invert the field.
It is
Oh,
your
that's
average
right.
finish.
They did invert the field. That's right.
That's why Tony started first and Deegan started third,
Okay.
or something like that. Because
Which stage 1, Deegan was all over Stewart's ass for a majority of that race. I think the only reason she did not bump his ass out of the way was, this may be my future boss. I don't want to upset him early.
He wouldn't be upset by that.
No, I think he'd want it.
well, honestly,
I think he would. I think he would too. But she's young and she's trying to make an impression. She's trying to make
It's on
friends.
her
and
blog
impression.
I'm
that
gonna
if
be
she
honest
ran
with
second, it was going to be to Tony.
Hey, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. That was the most impressive race I've ever seen by her.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
And I think it was because the equipment was pretty equal to everybody else.
it is. It's equal to everybody. I think
So
that
I don't know where that one truck is.
it's not top equipment.
Let's,
You want top?
Let's put her.
you want
Let's put her in
top-
a good car. I want to see where.
I don't know though. I mean, as you say though, it's not a top equipment, but at the same time, we go back to last week. Her teammate won.
But you could also claim that to Ryan Priest with years of experience.
I mean, I guess.
That wasn't her teammate, was it?
Yes, DG.
Yeah.
Okay.
She drove that truck last year for
Yeah,
the race at Kansas.
Yeah, we said it was Gilliland earlier.
Yeah, I
realized
thought it was Gillen Racing. That's why.
Yeah.
No, it was
David
DGR.
Gilliland, DGR.
Yep, that's right.
David Gilliland Racing.
Oh,
Yep.
I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
I'm half
Either
retarded.
way.
It's okay.
No.
Either way, I mean, we look at how when anybody else is in that truck or something like that. Look at when Kevin Harvick goes to, who did he race for? I can't remember.
Well, he went to Bristol in it though, so that's a little different.
No, not Bristol. I'm talking about the Xfinity Series though at Coda.
Oh, that was BJ McLeod.
BJ McLeod, he did decent and really shitty equipment. That just shows driver capability. Deegan is still young and
And then the following week, Briscoe did really good in the same equipment.
Now, question: Do you honestly think that was full BJ McLeod's equipment?
Absolutely not.
Okay,
Absolutely not.
That's odd.
Some of that was Stuart Haas racing in some way, shape, or form, but
yeah, I think it's BJ McLeod car with Stuart Haas making the changes. Because they obviously...
I mean, they could have just dropped an SHR engine in it.
Yeah, they could have.
Probably what they
honestly. Because we go back to that. Harvick made the race, qualified, what, 5th, I think? Something like that?
Yeah.
BJ McLeod did not make the race. So, that right there just shows that there's something up.
And
But-
then the next week, Briscoe qualified second, almost got the pole.
You almost won.
And then BJ qualified last. So
Well, Briscoe can actually win in Xfinity. He can't win in Cup.
Oh,
He's still learning, man. He's a rookie.
He's
I
not
just
going
realized I have something written down that we never even...
Briscoe's pretty good.
Yeah.
He is
Briscoe's-
the future.
yeah.
He is the future of SHR.
Yeah.
I think he is. I think the 14 will be the flagship again.
Yes.
Kind of like, yeah. Something I realized we didn't touch on, JJ Yaley in Rick Ware equipment was on the lead lap all the way to the end of stage 2.
I'm not surprised. JJ Yeley's solid. He ain't great, but he's solid.
I think he's more surprised about the equipment more than anything.
JJ Yaley, when I think of him, every time I picture him in that 18 car in the Cup Series, I think of memes.
I like JJ Yaley, man. Why y'all hating?
His driving capability. He was in top level equipment as a rookie, granted,
Dangerous horse.
and just was terrible.
Okay.
That's what I was impressed with the most, is the fact that it's almost like he needed these years to grow up. Now, I'm not saying he's going to go out there and be the next Kyle Larson.
Well, he's like 40.
Yeah, true. I forget about that too. But at the same time, put him in a competitive truck. I think he could do decent in it. I don't think he's going to win, but at that track with not a lot of experience, he did decent.
What do you mean, not a lot of experience?
At that track.
I'm sure he's run that track.
I don't think so.
Pretty sure. I mean, he was racing with Gibbs in what, 07?
Yeah.
He's definitely run Nashville then. Because he ran Xfinity at some point.
I thought he went, oh, okay. Either way, I was impressed with Brickware Racing for that one blip.
Rewind. SRX.
Sorry. I got it.
I know. Heat 3, I liked it, man. I wish I could have saw Heat 1 and Heat 2. I was bummed that I was having app issues, but Heat 3, it was great racing. They were all over each other. Deegan, Michael Waltrip was hounding Stewart. He took the lead and was battling with Stewart on a dirt track. Like, bro, mind blown. Michael Waltrip from the field. Right. Like, I mean, they talked about it during that race that Michael Waltrip really wanted to show that he is a good driver.
Yeah.
He's freaking doing it. He is absolutely showing that man can drive when you put him in equal equipment with everyone.
And then he started. Who was it? I can't remember. Who exited the race?
Are you talking about Paul Tracy?
Paul Tracy.
You talking about
Paul Tracy? How many times did that guy hit the wall? And then he hit that wall trip too.
Dude, he told Waltrip, he was like, I'm gonna make a problem out of him. And I was like, what does that even mean? Like, if you're gonna talk smack about someone, be like, yo, I mean, he just be like, he drove the Cup Series and never even won a race, like, besides Daytona. Like, I don't know, just like, if you're gonna talk smack,
he won Daytona, didn't he?
Yeah,
but at the same time, though, like, at the same time,
more than 3.
He's got like 4 or 5. I think.
That's like.
How many wins has Walk had?
And 1 Talladega win.
I could have sworn it was more. I thought it was like
an all-star race.
Arlington Dash Series champion, Winston Select winner, 2 Daytona 500s, 2 Gatorade duels.
I thought he won at like Charlotte once or some shit.
No, he never won on anything but a plate track, except for, I think, like you said, did he win the All-Star race?
Yeah, he won the first All-Star race.
So then it was just that.
I thought he won Michigan or something.
He had.
Okay, well, never mind.
I remember when he was in the 30 Pennzoil car. He had
that Bristol wreck, bro.
He just stepped out of the car.
That man's lucky to be alive today.
But you look at it, he had ability. He just never. He has potential. He never capitalized on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
he never capitalized.
This is allowing him to capitalize on it because Tony Stewart still races to this day. Haley Deegan still races to this day.
Well, yeah.
She's 19.
She just started like 2 years ago.
She retired last week.
Yep. But no, you get what I'm saying though. Like, these aren't. It's not like Bill Elliott or some of these other guys who have retired.
Some of the older ones, right?
Well, listen,
Bobby Labonte.
Yo, Bill Elliott has surprised me because he's never ran a dirt race in his life.
I know.
And this man literally
had
came
the fastest lap.
Yeah, he was like.
It sucks though that he's had car issues both races so far.
I swear, like I feel like he's had like race winning speed.
Yeah,
and his son both suck.
I almost feel like he's like.
It's the Elliott.
I feel like he's almost. Okay, he's kind of like Chase, and I feel that Chase is like this too. Let me finish before you get pissy, Dylan.
No, I'm questioning.
Which Dylan?
Matherly. He saves his equipment for the race, but it breaks before he gets to it.
That's funny.
Like, do you get what I'm like in the heats? He's running good laps, but it's like he's trying to figure out what he can and can't do with the car to make.
I mean, he's learning a new car, you know.
Yeah, but then by the time the race comes, something's already broken on it. They can't fix, and it's just, I'm stuck in 11th place now.
Right. That's just the luck. And I mean, at the same time, this is still they're brand new cars. It's a brand new series, so they're working out a lot of kinks. I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure we don't even know half the issues that they've faced yet.
Oh yeah, I think they're like 6 races this year. I bet it goes to 12 next year.
I don't know. I think it's only going to go to like 8 max.
I could see 12 being the max. Like, it's a summer series.
How many races was IROC series?
10.
10?
Something like
10.
that.
That might go to that then. 10.
But they went to all the wrong tracks. Daytona.
Right, I know. They stayed a lot around the NASCAR world, but
no, it's not even they stayed around NASCAR. They went to the large tracks. Those cars were designed for Richmond, Bristol. Fucking put them like that, which is what the SRX is doing. They're going to these short tracks.
Right, short tracks and to bring the fans.
I'd love to see SRX on Talladega just drafted.
They need a bigger engine. They need a bigger engine though.
They're at 9,000.
Yeah, is this 9,000? Shit.
I meant to say 900.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're big engines.
Yeah.
It's combined
But I feel like
and
they
XRX
don't
on super speedways.
Yeah, run a 1200 at Talladega then.
Oh, dude.
Come on, dude.
I'll hit 250 down the straights, please.
At least if they're not hitting 250, what is this? Like that?
I bet
I'm
you
not
they
watching.
Dude, put IndyCar on Talladega right now.
Right,
please.
I was just about to say, I'm just gonna stop watching NASCAR. IndyCar's where it's at.
I swear to goodness, it's got a real points format and everything.
But
you're not wrong.
With SRX though, I was impressed with the race. Stewart obviously dominated Heat 3 en route to a victory for the whole race. I was cheering for the underdog.
Man, I was pulling for Mikey. I can't lie. I was pulling. I mean, don't get me wrong. Stewart was my pick going in, so I'm pumped. I finally got a pick. Got a pick right.
Cheers to that.
But I was pulling for Mikey, man. When he was actually giving Tony hell, I was like, bro, come on.
He was using his car too. Like, he wasn't afraid to put it in there. I'm like, I'm here now.
Like he was driving it like he knows how to drive a dirt track. Like, I was shocked with how he was driving. He looked like he knew what he was doing. It was great to see.
Yeah, and I think they only had like 8 minutes of practice before the race.
Yeah, I think 2 days of practice, and I think it was like 10-minute practice or something like that. And then Deegan
had 5 laps of practice.
Yeah, Deegan did because she was at obviously Nashville.
And look at where she's been.
Yeah, she got there. I saw a video. I'm sure you probably saw the same thing, DCD or Stat Boy. But yeah, they gave her 5 minutes of practice to go out there and run, just to see what it's like because she didn't know what the hell she was getting into.
That's actually super funny.
But other than that, great race. It was awesome. Looking forward to Eldora this weekend.
Me too.
They're in Eldora this weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Oh,
I saw I think you sent it to me, Stat Boy, the entry list. Who was the other NASCAR guy going in? I don't remember who it was now. I can't think of his name. It was the bottom left of that picture.
Scott Speed.
Scott Speed, yes. I'm looking forward to that, man. Scott Speed obviously never had good luck in that Red Bull equipment back in the day. But
still, I like that they're doing
I think he could do something cool, man. I mean, obviously it's for the fans, but it also really gives a chance for these low quality drivers, quote unquote, to really show the fans what they actually had, or as an ability. And I think we could see Scott Speed up there.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel we'll get into that later. But going on with our news, because we are at God knows how long in.
We just hit an hour, so.
We just hit an hour, so
that's not too bad.
Next on our notes, Gordon leaving the booth and going to be the vice chairman of Hendrick Motorsports. I'm really happy for him. It's huge. I know Dylan did not like him as an analyst. I liked him at times. I feel that role was not for him. I feel the competitive side came out too much because when he's in the booth, if a Hendrick car was winning or leading, he got really excited.
He was cheering. And there ain't nothing wrong with that, but you got to suppress it a little. You know,
it's
June, like
Dale
right,
Jr.
like
does
Junior
it really well.
he does amazing.
I don't.
He'll literally watch 3 of his cars wreck each other and does not even sound like he's mad. He talks about what he just saw on TV.
Well, look at Noah Gragson and Dustin Allgaier last year at Bristol.
Exactly. I mean, he didn't call that race, but I don't think because that was a spring race.
No,
that was spring. When Noah Gragson wrecked him for the win. Yeah, that's spring.
Yep, but either way though, like
but yeah, I mean, we've seen it, and he does an outstanding job of not showing favoritism. Obviously, I think it's okay to show a little favoritism, especially if your driver does win. You know, absolutely. Obviously, you're rooting for him. You know, we all know it, but
yeah,
he does a great job of not showing it.
But yeah, like I was saying though, like happy for him. I think he's going to do amazing things at Hendricks because I mean, look at the last decision he made, Jimmy Johnson.
And Chase Elliott.
Yeah, he did pick Chase.
Kyle Larson. he
did
picked both of them.
Did he really have much of a choice in Larson?
Oh, yes. He had big. He pushed Hendrick for it.
Oh wow.
Hendrick is not one because they're already fighting. They were fighting sponsorship with Alex Bowman, trying to find him sponsorship. Look at Jimmy Johnson signed in with Ally till 2023. Then he retires, leaves that car open. You move Alex Bowman now over to the 48. Ally finally, they say they're behind him, but there was no paperwork. Like, there was nothing really. They say they're behind him, but that's only because they have a sponsorship obligation until 2023.
Right.
If you notice, when does Alex Bowman's contract expire now?
2023.
Exactly.
Awesome.
So
for Alex Bowman, by the way.
Awesome for Alex Bowman.
Yep.
Kyle Larson does not have sponsorship. That's
different, really. But he's pulling him though. He's pulling him as he goes.
He just is not marketable yet, right?
He's not marketable yet, but
getting there. I mean, 5 wins in a row fucking helps.
I mean,
but doing what he's doing shows marketability.
Bingo. Yes.
Yep.
So, is he going to land a DuPont or Kellogg's or Miller Lite? No.
It's going to be a sponsor that you would typically see on like a Rick Ware car.
I wouldn't even say that. I think
it's going to be like that.
I think it's going to be more JTG sponsor like that.
Or Papa John's. It kind of fits.
Yeah, something. Papa John's. Stupid.
Sorry. I don't know why I just thought about it.
No, but I mean, you're not wrong though. It's going to be a sponsor like that. You know, we're never going to see him land some big name sponsor, like Bush. You know, we're not going to see a
36-week
Napa. No, absolutely not. His career for a long time, 10 years, it could be a whole other story. But I think for the next 5 years at least, we're going to see tons and tons of different sponsors on his car. And I think that's great. Yeah. As a fan, you love that because you get to see a bunch of different paint schemes.
Bingo.
So nowadays, it's a win-win anyway. But
you love that nowadays.
Yeah.
1995. Did you want to see that?
No, absolutely not. You wanted to see the same thing on the car every single week.
I know, but you had a different paint scheme. You were going, "What is this?"
Right. You were like, "Yo, why is Gordon in a T-Rex car? Where's the rainbow?"
But at the same time, Gordon moving to that role puts him second in charge. Rick Hendrick, since signing that lifetime deal in 1999, he is cashing in that. Gordon is going to be down in the garage more now. He's a competitive person. You can't tell me he's not going to walk garage to garage and look at cars, see what people are doing, because you can't kick him out of. You can kick him out of your bay. You can't kick him out of the pit area, so he can stand outside that door all he wants. He's going to pick up stuff. He's going to bring it to Chad Knaus, who is another great decision, moving him up to VP of competition.
I think that is solely the reason why they're running like they are right now. I really do.
Okay, so I'm gonna cut you off now because
Ugh.
I want to say one thing about Jeff Gordon and Chad Knaus being who they are right now. Hinder Motorsports is back, right? Like they're obviously back. They're gonna be better than ever. I honestly don't see them ever falling off again, like ever. Not with.
I can agree with you. I think the other teams are going to step up, and we're going to see other winners from other teams. But they are going to be a dominant factor week in and week out.
The 9 and the 5 is going to be like the 48-24.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we've seen it.
We're looking at it like right now. Like we're looking at like.
It's kind of joking.
Do what?
He's kind of joking.
Who is?
Chase.
Oh, I mean, he sucked, dude. I mean, but no, but seriously, like I do believe, but this is where it's gonna end up, right? Like I think the 5 and the 9 is gonna just be back where they should be. William will win a couple. I think William wins a championship for sure. Because he's
showing potential as young as he is. He is showing so much potential. Alex Bowman, I think, okay, DC or Statboy, don't get mad. Alex Bowman is the next Dale Earnhardt Jr. when it comes to potential. He can win races. He's not going to be able to complete a season.
That literally just made me happy. I literally see it like this. Like, I equal Larson to Gordon type of driving style just because of the dirt background. I kind of feel the Chase and Jimmy vibe with like how where he comes on strong when it comes to like championship performance and like at the end of the season where he needs to perform and his humbleness. And then like William, I kind of feel that Casey Kane vibe where he's like fast everywhere, but like just may not get it, like just doesn't get it done as much. But like Dale Jr. with Alex Bowman wins randomly, but like has that like fan base.
Late race at Phoenix.
Yeah, I love that you just described that because that's how I've been feeling the last couple of weeks.
But at the same time, of those 4 drivers, 3 of them are championship potential. Alex Bowman, it would take. He's got to win. He cannot point his way ever to the championship round. He is going to have to win a race to get to the championship round, and he has to win that race.
Yeah.
Now, the other 3 drivers, they very well can, and always, or very well can, not always will, but very well can, point their way to a championship round every year.
Yes.
Okay, does anybody else
talking about Hendrick?
Do what?
I'm sick of talking about Hendrick.
Oh, I know.
Let's look at now. SHR, Cole Custer and Chase Briscoe. They are the future of that organization. I'm just trying to make Mitch happy here.
I have to do that.
Of those 2, Cole Custer and Chase Briscoe. Chase Briscoe, championship potential. Not yet. I feel that once he gets towards his 30s, he has a lot of potential to be dominant week in and week out. Cole Custer, he's going to be. Go ahead.
I agree, but I'm so worried for SHR's future. I don't think they're going to leave the sport or anything like that. But
no, they'll never.
I know. Once Kevin leaves, it's going to be rocky for a while.
It's not going to be easy. That's why I think that it's going. That's why I'm saying when Chase gets to his close to 30s, mid or even earlier, like mid 30s, we're going to see him be in that kind of Kevin Harvick role. He's going to be winning lots of races. He's going to be dominant. He's going to carry the team. Then you're going to have Cole Custer, who's going to be kind of like a Clint Boyer or Kurt Busch, win a race here and there, be competitive, get in the chase, not really championship material. Probably going to have Eric Almirola probably going to leave after, if not this season, next season. I think Smithfield drops off.
I think he's out this season, honestly.
Honestly, if the sponsor's there, then he's in for another year. I think it depends on. I think Smithfield, whichever way Smithfield goes, he's gone. Unless if Smithfield stays, he's still in. and then you look at they're going to have a fourth car eventually. Haley Deegan's going to come up, bring some new sponsorship money, which is going to turn around and go back into the organization as a whole, which is going to leave you with she's going to be better than Danica, obviously. She's going to be kind of like that Clint. I feel she'll be like that Clint Boyer, win a few races, bring some sponsorship dollars, not championship level though. And that's not to take anything away from them. And
I completely agree. Like she is not
I agree.
perform, but she is a race winning Cup driver, but like a championship level Cup driver now.
Look at her as Brian Vickers.
God.
He won races.
Brian Vickers, man. He has a good personality.
Haley Deegan has a good personality. Can win races. Can't. Is not.
Yeah, she does.
Here I am trying to be serious, and you go off with that.
Sorry,
anyway.
I just. There's a
but
reason why
SHR, they'll get another championship. I don't think Harvick is going to get it done. Unfortunately, I think that I think he's a one championship.
Sadly, no.
He's a Hall of Famer. I think the next championship, Chase Briscoe. I see him battling between Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott. You're going to have Ty Gibbs in there eventually. You're looking at
the future.
Look at the future of NASCAR. Just
that's
what
I'm looking at realistically. That's what I'm trying to
talented.
No more 7-time championships. No more.
No.
Well, so if you look at the championships in the future, how many drivers are still left in the race back in 2002? 11? Or no, so 2011.
Right now it's 3.
I meant 2011.
Oh, 2011?
I think there's like what, 9?
9.
10?
There's 9.
9 drivers. They're gone in the next 10 years.
At least, yeah.
At least.
Joey Logano is the youngest of those 10 drivers.
Oh, Joey.
Joey will be around for a while, though. He's still young. He's competitive.
That's what I'm saying. He's gonna be next season. He will be the flagship car because unless Ryan Blaney somehow freaking starts just knocking top 5.
I mean, he's right there. I feel like it. I mean, ever since he went to Penske. I agree. But ever since he went to Penske,
they're the weird.
I mean, they're always kind of in a slump. You know, they always. It's like one year they all fire off, win 3 races each. The next year they get 1 each. Then the next year 4 races each. It's weird, but I like what I've been seeing out of Blaney. I think ever since he joined Penske, he's had speed ever since he's joined, no doubt. But he's had some bad luck, obviously. Right, you're right. He finishes races. He reminded me a lot of young young Kurt Busch. Super fast, especially early in the race, but he would burn his shit up every single time. He'd burn his car up and then fall to the rear, have a bad day. I felt like that's the Blaney that we've seen the past 2.5, 3 years. But this year, he's just a lot more consistent. And I think he's only going to get better, obviously. But I could see him taking the flagship from Logano.
He could, but going back to where this all started, this rant. Gordon moving to HMS as the second in charge. Rick Hendrick, I give him 3 years till he steps away completely and retires.
So actually, he came out with a statement because a lot of
people don't think he's ever going to step away.
He literally said, "I'm healthy. I am here to stay."
No, I agree with that. But I see him still like he's gonna these next 3 years. The reason I say 3 years, he'll step away, but he'll still be involved with the team because it will be his organization. Gordon gets promoted to that next move. Rick is at that point the major equity owner. He still has a say in the company, but it's not him making the day-to-day operations. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
so he'll still be involved,
honestly,
but he won't.
I don't think he's making day-to-day operations now. Like I literally don't think he's not doing anything. But besides signing papers and making sure the business is ran. That's it.
Showing support,
putting people in their places.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And honestly, that's just it. I mean, I really don't think he does. I don't mean to sound rude, but I don't think he does shit. Like,
I agree though.
I mean,
I do.
the best business people don't work, right? Like if you think about it, they put the people where they need to be,
And they
for
use the
their
work.
for their own success. That's
Right.
just, and I think that's why he put Gordon where he's supposed to be, because I think, Gordon's supposed to be a quote unquote, the chairman is gonna be like a spokesperson of Hinder Motorsports.
Yeah.
So like he's gonna do all the talking, all the media, and all the
Press conferences
Yes.
and all that good stuff.
and
He's the one who's going to be sitting with the driver in the press booth after victory lane. Things like that.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
So and it kind of gives,
Also, putting Gordon in this position, how many people outside of the sport know who Rick Hendrick is? How many of them
Outside
know
of the sport?
outside of the sport, like
Probably
don't know
none.
NASCAR?
None.
How many know who Jeff Gordon is?
a
lot. I mean,
He's going to bring in so much potential sponsorships, things like that.
I agree. I was watching a video Bob Pockris made a day or two ago, and he said currently
Yeah, just
Jeff
mimic
Gordon
it.
currently Jeff Gordon is the only driver to ever host Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang, I mean, I didn't know that. I
Back
didn't remember
in
that.
2001,
But
I think.
I think it was like 08. Wasn't that long
No,
ago.
no. He had the slick hair back.
It wasn't that
Yeah,
long ago.
Sad boy. When did Gordon host Saturday Night Live?
It was like 07, 08.
I
But
bet you it was like 01.
no, it was not
That
that
shit
long
was
ago.
still analog, not digital.
3.
03.
3.
right in the
Yeah, you're
middle.
closer.
I mean, I was closer. I was 2 years off, not
Yeah, you're
4.
closer. Anyway, I mean, that just says a lot right there. That a lot of people know who Jeff Gordon is. A lot of people worldwide. Versus Rick Hendrick, they might know him by his car
The dealerships.
salesmanship.
Yeah.
Exactly, the dealership side.
Or,
That'd be it.
He owns a NASCAR team. That's it.
Right.
They
Well,
don't
And that
know.
still might be based off of the car dealership part.
Yeah.
you go outside right now. Go talk to your neighbor and say, name me a race car driver. They're gonna say 3 people, right? Dale Earnhardt, Jeff Gordon, or Dale Jr. Okay, that's it.
They'll say Richard Petty.
I doubt it, because people are
Well,
gonna,
maybe not now, yeah, but
I can see
15,
the
20
older
years
ones,
ago.
yeah.
but like literally you can think of those. That's like,
Yeah.
I mean literally people make
Oh.
fun of us and be like, oh, Dale Senior, like they'll do all that like voice and
They
everything.
may
like
know
that.
Kyle Busch.
Honestly, they're gonna know Bubba eventually, just because of he's all over social media.
A lot of people know Bubba, man.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I mean, a lot. It's sad because I don't want it to be this way, but a lot of people know him because of last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah, and I mean that's good for Bubba. That's good for
Yeah.
NASCAR as well.
It's-
But
It's not good situation that started it.
exactly. That's not the best ideal situation. But I remember last year sometime, I saw a guy come in to my job with a Bubba Wallace shirt, and it was right around the time, right after he announced that he's leaving Richard Petty and going to Denny Hamlin. And so I was like, oh, he's gonna be with a different team next year and this and that. And he literally looked at me like I was retarded, and he was like, what? And I was like, your shirt. And he was like, oh. He was like, I don't even know who that is. He's like, what? I was like, why are you wearing the shirt then? And he was like,
Salvation Army.
well, no, it was. It wasn't that type of shirt.
Oh,
But
sorry.
but no, he said something like his mom got it for him or something because he's black, and I was just like, okay, but
whatever.
it's just
floats your
odd.
boat. Yeah.
Right? I was just like, okay, that's kind of weird, but
Yeah.
I just wonder how many
Kyle
other
Larson's
people are
right
like
then.
that
But with Chase,
because
or
he's Asian.
he is. But with Gordon stepping out,
I didn't want to
Larry
say the
Mack-
real reason.
With Gordon stepping out, Larry Mack came out with a statement after Out of the Groove, Eric Stepp's comment talking about how Larry Mack likes to stay in Charlotte and the hub. Larry Mack says he is there to stay. he may make a return to the booth.
Yeah,
No.
So Larry Mack tweeted something that was very, very like, whoa. He said, "I've never said that I wanted to stay in Charlotte. I've always said that I wanted to be with the broadcast team."
Which he did, and that was after Eric out of the group
Yeah.
made that statement. And those were just things that he heard.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like he was making a statement.
Well, because I think Fox kind of gave that perspective because I think Larry did want to stay home with his wife, right? Like, and like you can obviously see like he's not saying that he's coming back, but he does. I honestly would love to see it. Him and Mike Joy. Okay, let's just think about this.
They're from the same era.
They
They have
click,
that chemistry.
Like, they're so good. I'm not saying that Jeff Gordon was bad. I would never say Jeff Gordon's bad. I think Rick Allen's
he wasn't bad. He just wasn't great.
No, I think Kyle Petty's still the worst commentator ever. But that's still beside the point.
And Kyle Petty,
incredible.
He's a great
almost
analyst.
just wants attorney, man.
He's an analyst.
Literally, like, you just don't understand what he's saying half the time. But Larry Mack just gives great information.
I'm telling you, that car is loose.
Thank you, buddy. Literally spins out. I think he was handling. It was bad handling. No, for real? You serious?
Sure? Are you sure it wasn't a blown motor?
Dude, he blows a tire. Literally hits the wall. It didn't even. The tire's all up and like
all four tires are up, Kyle. Oh, man. Loose lug nuts.
Damn it, Chase. Like, no, but I love Larry Mack. I would love to see it. Obviously, I don't think it's going to happen, though, because of how old he is.
I agree.
But as the in-race crew chief, or I can't remember his title, and I apologize. He does a very good
America's
job.
crew chief.
America's crew chief.
He does a very good job at explaining, and he's keeping up to date with this technology. I think that role that he has, if he does go track to track, is what makes it difficult. I think he wants to be track to track, but they have a studio at Fox designed around the animation for the car and the graphics and things. Moving that track to track, that's another hauler. Which
I miss the good old days where they did do that, where they actually had the cutaway car.
Yeah.
Where else half the car, half of it was literally cut away. That was great, man. I miss those days.
Yeah, honestly, it just costs so much, probably.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
it's an entire hauler. They got to bring that car with them. They have to design that car to come apart so they can get into that one specific spot. But with the current
wanting to talk about,
it shows the air going through like the brake ducts, and or they can add this fan, and then the fan appears. They don't have that ability to like show the exact placement on that physical car. It's either in there or it's not in there.
Yeah.
Right.
So I get why they do it. I think it makes sense. He ain't going anywhere. I think he's still going to be America's crew chief with the graphics. He does an amazing job. What I wish they could do, move that studio to Charlotte and the racetrack so that he is there on ground.
I actually, where is the studio? Do you even know?
It's in Charlotte somewhere. I think it's at the NBC studio in Charlotte. Or it's at the race.
There's no way it's at the NBC studio.
Sorry, I'm at the Hall of Fame. It's at Hall of Fame, I believe.
Yes, that sounds right.
I can see that,
yeah. But I would just love to see it, like, in general.
Oh yeah.
But so,
who do you think replaces him, if anyone?
Like,
well, someone will eventually, but
Gordon?
Yeah.
Jamie McMurray could do a good job, I feel like.
I think he'd be just around the same quality as Gordon. I think he'll do okay. But
I think he would be better in the aspect he's not going to get overexcited because he drove. he drove for multiple teams. So there's no, like...
Well, he also don't own a team, though.
He also doesn't own a team.
I
I think that, Larry McReynolds would do good. Or not Larry McReynolds, obviously. He would do good. But I think Jay McMurray would do good. Honestly, there's not a lot of people I feel that you could put in that booth without bringing one of your announcers from the lower series up. We could bring up Double A.
I think Jamie
Double A,
Little.
no.
I think Jamie Little would be really good. Have you heard her do play-by-plays in ARCA?
Just great.
It's actually
She's
really
great.
good.
Really good. She may make that jump.
That would be pretty good, actually. Because that would be our first Cup female booth analyst,
Wouldn't that be
right?
the first lead sports female analyst, too?
She already is.
No, I'm saying, like, top series. NFL, baseball, hockey.
Have Erin Andrews for the NFL.
Yes.
He said female.
Female.
Or is that
Erin
a female?
Andrews.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, like girl Aaron. Okay.
Yeah. No, I think, honestly, I feel like that would be a really good team.
It would be.
I think it'd be solid.
I feel like she would also keep Clint Boyer in check when he gets on some of
and since she's been a pit road reporter, she already will automatically give notes throughout the race. Right?
Yeah.
That's the one thing that we're missing. Is we don't I know me and Mitch talked about this, and we don't do this enough. We're like, when Ryan Newman takes the lead, like, oh my gosh, he's the Rocket Man, and explain how many poles he's won and all that stuff. Like we used to do. That stuff, to me, gives the fans a reason to go for a guy, right? Is their stats. Not because of what car they drive, not because of what color it is.
Unless you're 12.
Yeah, right.
I was just about to say unless you're a kid, but yeah.
But like our age, so 17 and through 30 years old, right? We want to hear why I should go for someone, right? Because
Right.
You're making me start.
because social media makes us want to pick a team or pick a side or whatever that is. We have this mentality to always do that, right? And so, like, if we provide good information of someone throughout the race or throughout, like, when's the last time we did a through the field? Have we done that?
Fox.
Have we done that all year? Seriously, like I don't.
Wasn't that? Yes.
We definitely have all year, but
Like I don't remember seeing a through the field in like forever.
I feel like that was
Oh,
an
wow.
ESPN thing.
like no.
No, like we used to do that all the time.
I think it was around Dover, so was the last one.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, because all the four Hinder cars were up front, so they had to focus on someone else. Yeah, so that makes sense. But like, do you see my point? Like, it's like
Yeah, I get it.
we need that. We need just to give good information about everybody. I don't know. I just wish I could be in charge of that. I know this sounds crazy. Obviously, I'm not saying I would do a great job, but like, I just feel like I would give really good feedback to what the fans actually want to hear.
Right.
But talking about the Cup Series, GMS is coming to Cup Series in 2022. They have announced that they will have a car for the next gen.
Is it a charter or is it just?
Yeah, they said a charter. So they
Where
will
are they getting it from?
That's not been said.
I thought they did. I thought they bought it from Rick Ware. They bought two of them from Rick Ware, right?
Yes. I'm sorry. GMS did say that. I was thinking of thinking another team.
They bought two?
Yeah.
They're fielding one car and they bought two. So
No, they're
looking
fielding
for
two.
long-term.
They're
They're
fielding
fielding
two.
two cars.
But we
They are
Yeah.
fielding.
which I don't know who the drivers will be. Personally, I think one of them will be Noah Gregson.
Probably.
I think another one would probably be like Sheldon Creed or something eventually. But
It may be like a
part-time,
rotation.
yeah.
Yeah.
Rotation.
Honestly,
for
I think
all
what
the
I think what they should do is just part-time at least for the first year for both cars.
Well, I think Noah would be good for. I think Noah would be good for a Cup ride. I think Xfinity kind of holds him back. Um, yeah, I know that's kind of weird to say, but even with the next gen car, I think that vehicle could help him out.
I think his driving style kind of reminds me of a younger Larson. I will be on. He pushes the car every lap.
Mm-hmm.
He gets more out of a car than it should, but at the same time, it puts him in bad situations. So maybe that would be good for him. But
Yeah,
with them going Cup racing, that also brings, Cooley bought their charter from Spire.
yeah,
So
and they have two.
with the charter system, I just found out recently, if you finish in the bottom tier of points, so 3 years in a row, if you finish the worst 3 years, consecutive years, NASCAR has the ability to take your charter away from you.
I think it should be
How many years have we been doing the charter system?
3.
How many years has Rick Ware finished in the bottom?
3.
Probably. I'm
Probably will be 3 this year.
And that's probably why they sold it, right? Because
They know they're going to lose it. Sell them.
yeah, so they can gain
Yep.
more money for that one charter that they can keep. Sorry, my camera's not focusing.
That's all right.
There we
There we go. But yeah, well,
Um,
because they're in high demand right now. 2311, we know they're going to go to a 2-car team, probably in the 32 like they do in iRacing.
Yep.
So, and they said they'll race without a charter.
Yeah,
I don't like the 32 number.
You don't.
Well, it's what they race in iRacing. They use the
That's what I
32.
run.
45.
Oh no, wait, I run 36. Never mind.
What?
Dumbass.
45. Why?
Michael Jordan's second number.
Yeah, but when I think of 45, I think of Kyle Petty.
Yeah.
I just don't like it.
I think of the back of the
That's
field.
because that's all you watch is NASCAR.
Yeah, that is all I watch is NASCAR, but who cares?
I want to, Thomas, if you're reading,
That's what we're talking about is
if you're reading
NASCAR.
the next line,
Michael
I want to
Jordan
leave that one
in
to the last
NASCAR.
part before we go
Yeah.
to picks. Okay.
This next one, I like it, but I hate it.
Okay, so NASCAR is thinking about getting to an all-electric companion series. So IndyCar has an E series as well. It's a lower division, as well as Formula One has one as well. That sentence was weird, but I think this would be great. But what does it get
It's
rid
great
of?
because that's the way that majority of cars are going.
Yeah.
Majority of these manufacturers have all said, we're going to go electric so much, or if not all, in the next 15 to 20 years.
Well, I believe I read online, not talking about NASCAR or anything like that, but by I think it's 2025, all cars have to be electric.
No.
I believe so.
I think it's a majority of they have to produce a majority electric cars.
I don't know.
The only thing that worries me about that, you got a lot of people with some classic cars that are not going to give those up.
Well, you shouldn't give them up.
Well,
I
everything goes electric.
Well, it doesn't mean that you can't get rid. Like you don't have to get rid of your gas car. You just
No.
can't buy any new ones.
But
That's what I read.
gas is going to soar.
Well,
Honestly, I think it'll drop because the demand will be so low.
That's why
If
I-
everyone,
That's why it would go up. They got to make that reimbursement for the cost of getting it.
I mean, I agree, but at the
I
same
wouldn't be-
time,
You may see
supply and
$10
demand,
gallon.
and if demand is low, then the supply don't cost nothing.
But it's the cost to get it.
I disagree with you.
Well, we'll see in 8 years.
but so if NASCAR does present this in the next couple of years, it'll also give us a lot more manufacturers that'll want to come and join because of the electric.
Oh, they're very close to rumoring signing a new manufacturer for the Cup Series.
Yes, with Honda.
That's
Because of the
speculation.
statement.
That's what BBC said.
Yeah, But because of this news, they were like, oh yeah, I'm down for it now. So I think NASCAR sees that other manufacturers would want to come because of that. That doesn't mean that the Cup Series will be an all-electric companion series, right?
No.
But it would just give them a better opportunity to gain more manufacturers for the Cup Series. Now, this also gives a bigger perspective on this thing. What series does NASCAR get rid of for it? Okay,
Trucks.
so I think it'll get
Actually,
rid
no,
of
ARCA.
Yeah,
ARCA.
I think
I could see ARCA going full electric.
so. I think
Well, I think they would drop the ARCA name
Yeah.
because obviously they bought ARCA,
yeah.
and I think honestly ARCA would just go back to being its own thing.
Well,
I think they would sell ARCA basically. Is what I'm saying.
but I think the lineup would be different. Like as in like going through the levels, I think it would be trucks would be your quote unquote ARCA as of now, Xfinity,
Right.
then your electric companion series, and then it would be Cup. I think that's how it would go. Just because NASCAR would want to solely focus on that electric series because of what it can gain for them. I don't think
It's gonna be so weird.
I don't think it would be bad, right?
I don't either. I think they would find a way to make it loud because you can't make it quiet. That's NASCAR is known for being loud.
I mean, NASCAR is made for burnt rubber and loud, right? That's what
You're
think
gonna
of.
hear them. You're gonna know when the car breaks loose, though. You're gonna hear those tires.
Yeah. Hear from across the straightaway, like yo, someone's sideways over there. I can't see who. But I heard them tires.
But I think I don't see this being bad for the sport. Right?
I don't see it's not bad, but at the same time, I'm worried because they are talking about this here brings in other potential manufacturers. When I think of NASCAR, I think of American made. Granted, yes, we have Toyota. They made a big push, but nobody else has made a big push up until now, probably. I just hope we don't become another F1 series where there's multiple.
Well, NASCAR's not necessarily American made, though. I mean, yeah, it started that way, but years ago, anyone can join as long as you sell a certain amount of cars in America. A year, that is.
That's the thing, though. That puts a big strain on other manufacturers. For instance, it's not that you have to sell it; you have to manufacture a number. So,
I think it's both. You have to manufacture and sell a certain number.
You just have to make them. You don't have to sell them.
I don't think so, because a lot of cars aren't made in America. You have to sell a certain amount in America.
The most Chevrolets are not made in America.
Exactly. You have to sell a certain amount.
That's why I said it's made. But I'm talking when they first started. Now it's made in America, but it's the engine and the transmission are both from Mexico and Canada, and they put them together here in Detroit.
So honestly, it doesn't matter.
It has pros and cons. We'll see.
No, I really don't think it matters anymore. I think they just need to get manufacturers out there.
Because here's the thing: more manufacturers, more money. More money equals better success. Better success equals a bigger sport. Okay, so that's all it can help, right?
More charters.
More charters.
More charters.
50 car field.
I'm gonna make a bet. I'm gonna make a bet. Episode 11. We gotta go back to this. Charters will be gone by 2022. Like the end of 2022, starting 2023, charters will be gone.
So okay, I see what I was saying. Now those people that pay for those charters, do they get reimbursed?
So the people that paid for them the year before?
Yeah.
Well, they pay them through they pay for them like at the end of the season.
For the prize money for the next season.
Yeah, like so they wouldn't pay it out.
Okay.
Now you see where I was going with that?
I get what you're saying now. Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be known midway through that season that charters wouldn't be a thing because charters literally doesn't help anybody.
It helps the purse money. That's it. It guarantees purse money. But that's what the sponsors are for. You bring sponsors in for that reason.
Thank you.
But at the same time, if you bring sponsors in for that reason, then what's the point going to the new car to not care about sponsors as much?
What do you mean?
Well, going to the new car is cheaper.
Correct.
So they're not relying on the sponsors. Well, yeah, not at first, obviously, but you know what I mean. But,
well, the car itself is more expensive than one singular car,
right.
The one that we have now. But that car can do multiple things.
Yeah, they could run it at Pocono one week and Watkinson the following.
Yes, or even go dramatic and go Bristol all the way to Talladega. Like they can do that as long as they fix the different aero package that they have.
Well, Rick Ware did it. It went from Sonoma to Texas.
And he also went 35 miles an hour the whole race.
I think
honestly, they got confused. They were running fast at Sonoma and slow at Texas.
Didn't they run one lap and just pull off?
No, that.
No, that was Quinn Hoff this week.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the All-Star race.
Oh my god, the All-Star race?
Yeah. Rick Ware Racing they took their All-Star cars to Sonoma.
But every one of them cars are All-Star cars.
No, every one of those cars is broke ass shit cars.
they literally. So if you look at the field and the grid, it says 2018 Chevrolet, 2019.
They're old as shit.
That is awful.
Then you look at Hendricks and SHR 2021,
2020, 2021, 2020, 2021. Here and there, you'll see a 2019 with a good team.
But that's this is it's a chassis number, not the car itself.
Right. Everything else is brand new.
So we're running pretty behind because we still got the picks. Holy cow! But
before we get to that, though,
we want to say congratulations to NASCAR for winning the CBJ award for the Sports League of the Year. That is the first time NASCAR has won that award.
Yes.
It's awesome. Definitely because of the way they handled COVID.
Correct.
Getting back to the tracks.
And just how they talk to their fans about COVID and during the pandemic, and literally to make sure that they got every single race completed and still crowned a champion at the end of the day.
I think they had 84 variations of the schedule.
Yeah. and to me, because NASCAR won a sports league award, that sets the bar on fire.
They are a fucking sport.
Yes, it is a sport. It's a motorsport. It is a sport. But anyways.
Is that what this is called?
Yeah, motorsport. I'm serious.
Oh, holy cow.
But
Thought we were stuck on that electric engine still.
Nah.
No, that's at the bottom. That was the one up above. Although you put it as SBJ.
Yeah, that's what I said, right?
You said CBJ, I thought.
Oh, I'm sorry. SBJ. If I did say it wrong, I'm sorry.
What does that stand for?
Step
That's a smart.
Sports Business Award.
Oh, okay.
What's the J?
Journal. Sports Business Journal.
Oh.
Okay. So, yeah, this just solidifies them in sports.
Yeah.
It's awesome to see NASCAR win.
Just now?
Obviously.
Hey, I love that, though, because so many people have been told over and over again, oh, NASCAR's not a sport. NASCAR's not a sport. What are you talking about? They just turn left. Well, what the hell does this award say? NASCAR's a sport.
League of the Year.
Yep.
Literally, the NFL's won it 80 times.
Shit. That's a lot.
But anyways, congratulations.
We ain't ever catching them. We understand that. But the fact that we have one now, it's plus
amazing.
A column.
Awesome to NASCAR. Thank you, President Steve Phelps, for doing all that you've done for last year and stuff like that.
That guy's done a lot.
They did an outstanding job.
Imagine Brian France.
He'd be drunk. He wouldn't even know.
He'd be drunk and high in Long Island.
Literally, your most popular driver wins the first race of his career, right?
Dude, that just tarnished
And
Elliott.
he
That, like,
literally just goes to jail for a DUI. Stupid. Anyways,
yeah.
that was just woo.
Yes.
Do y'all want to go to an SRX pick real quick? Just say the winner real quick.
Fun.
All right, and SRX will be at Eldora Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll be on CBS. By the way, the rating last week, their viewership went up 200,000.
Really?
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, they're on local cable TV.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, I knew it was going to go up from the first race, but we didn't know how much, you know?
I think it'll take a small dip this week just because it was a dirt race. And yes, there was passing, but there wasn't. Although it may go up too because of Michael Waltrip and Michael Waltrip's new rivalry.
I don't think it's going to go up for that.
No, it wouldn't. But
I think having Scott Speed in the car will go up more for that than Michael Waltrip's rivalry.
Anyways, I'm going with my man Smoke, a.k.a. Tony Stewart, a.k.a. I just feel like that guy can go there. Well, obviously he can go there. He goes there probably anytime he wants. He's probably already ran laps.
He could go there if he wanted to.
He's probably already ran laps there in the car, has the setup made already. All right, I'm just going to sandbag the first 2 heats, and then I'll come out and show him how it's really done.
Yeah, I fully expect Stewart to win. 100% fully. Honestly, if he doesn't win, I mean, it's going to be great for whoever does, but
Michael Walter.
I feel like he's going to be really disappointed in himself if he doesn't win.
What do you
I
guys
also
think?
saw he's the leader
Okay.
in points right now.
I'm gonna go Awesome Bill from Dawsonville.
Oh,
That's tough. His car's going to break down on lap 1, full Quinn Hoff style.
Heat 2.
I,
Last lap.
oh my gosh. No, he's gonna
Coming to the
have, he's
checker
gonna have
first.
4 loose lug nuts. No,
Sitting
but
4 lug nuts on the car.
my winner for SRX will be Francis Jr. I honestly, he's been impressing me the last couple weeks. I didn't really know much about him,
Yeah,
but
he did
he's
really good
he's
last week.
He raced me.
he's the go-kart league or whatever, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Who's the one that's raced in? He has like 13 championships.
Him.
In that.
Him.
No, the Grand Turismo or Grand.
Gran Turismo.
It's some
The Grand Am Series. I know.
Grand Am Series.
I think that was Paul Tracy.
Maybe that's who it is. But he's a young kid. He has impressed me as well. 2 completely different variations.
Yeah.
I think he's been top 5 both weeks, which is good.
Honestly, do y'all even know who's leading the points for SRX?
Stewart. I just said that 2 seconds ago.
Oh, did you really?
About 2 minutes ago, yeah.
I wasn't paying attention.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love you still.
I still
Did you say your pick, Dylan?
Yeah, I said Francis Jr.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's why we're talking about him.
But going to Pocono, we have this doubleheader weekend, and I just realized I'm going to end up making up my second race for Cup. But
Awesome.
trucks, we're going to do winners, good run, or bad run first.
It'll be who's gonna have a bad run?
Bad run, Sheldon Creed. I feel that organization is there's something going on there. The organization is lacking something. I don't know what it is.
Focusing on Cup now.
Also going, maybe that's what the problem is. Maybe they'll do good now. Hopefully now that they announce this, but they have a lot on their plate. I think that Sheldon Creed is going to struggle this race.
You, Mitch?
Trucks suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trucks suck. Crafton. He's gonna suck.
I at least put it
no
down
doubt.
in my notes. It's bad run.
Oh, I put it as suck pick.
I do suck pick. Yeah.
I say suck pick.
Who's your suck pick?
Sheldon Creek.
My suck pick this week is actually Austin Hill. I just don't think he runs good when the tracks are just big. I don't know. I feel like he always struggles at those.
He's got that TDR backing, though.
Yeah, but it's Austin Hill. So.
True.
All right, who needs a good run in the trucks? Thomas?
Johnny Sauter, again, he is 30 points out of the playoffs. Not what you expect from a Thor Sports Equipment. And it's not like this is the first time they've had a Toyota either. You know, we know Thor Sports changes manufacturers like everybody else does, changes their favorite soda of the week. They are struggling right now. He started putting together a good run, failed miserably.
I've never heard that phrase, but I actually want to start using that.
Well,
What phrase?
Changes like their soda of the week. I wanted to use something else, however, I didn't. I do say fuck a lot, so
We say everything.
I do.
I thought you said someone ran over somebody, so it's okay.
You did say that.
Mitch, you got for your who needs a good run?
Who did you say, Thomas? Sorry, I wasn't listening. I just want to know who you say.
Number 13, Johnny Sauter.
Sauter. Yeah, that's mine as well. He needs a good run. Coming up on 3 races left in the truck's early season.
He needs a win.
He's obviously on the outside looking in majorly. He's pretty much in a win. He needs a win to get in. If he doesn't, he's not in. So he needs a good run, and it needs to be damn good. He needs massive stage points and to be right there at the end as well.
For you, Step Boy?
We'll go with my all-time pick for good run and go Haley Deegan.
Is that your pick every week?
Yeah.
No.
Pretty much.
Usually last week.
Who I'm going to say needs a good run is Derek Kraus. I think after what we saw last week at Nashville for stage 1, I think he can improve on that.
I still think he sucks.
And hopefully he can have a good run.
But that's not going to matter because I'm also saying this year's champion, John Hunter Nemechek, is going to win the race. I think he's going to just drive away the field. He has experience there in the Cup cars, which I think that gives him a huge advantage at Pocono. I think he's going to dominate. Who's that guy?
Bro, I can't. That's like the 10th time this podcast. I just can't. I almost went with John Hunter. I would love to because I want him to win and I want him to win the championship. But I'm gonna go with my other favorite and go with Todd Gilliland. I believe he ran second last year they were there. I think he can get it done. I would say he's probably my favorite truck driver. Him and John Hunter are definitely mine. I think he's probably the only one that truly has anything for John Hunter anyway, honestly. I mean, I know technically there's some people that run a little bit better than him usually, but whenever Todd and whoever's crew chief is, I don't know, but whenever they hit it on the setup, and they hit it, and I think it's going to be one of these weeks he gets the job done.
Win number 2 of the season.
That was Matt Crafton.
Trash. That's my suck pick. So why would he win?
I don't know, because your suck picks always win.
You're not wrong.
So
I'm picking Sheldon Creed this week. Oh, he just fucking won. Damn it.
I love that you picked John Hunter Nemechek, but his boss is going to add to his win record in the Truck Series and get 62 truck wins this weekend.
I believe he won there last year, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm waiting for John to move him. Like, move him.
Did he do it at Richmond?
No, I'm saying
Nah.
move.
Oh, he did? Oh, okay.
No, he got close to him, but it wasn't like a move. Like I'm saying, put the bumper to him going into 170 miles an hour. Says, "See ya, bitch. This is my series. Go back to yours." But going into Xfinity, Ty Gibbs, he's gonna have a bad. I think this is gonna be the first bad run of his season.
All right. Who's your
I'm going on a.
Well, the face that you just made, I feel like he's probably your win pick. My suck pick is Cindric. He's trash, so he's gonna suck.
This makes me happy.
He's reversed.
My suck pick is Josh Berry.
Ooh,
See that actually? He's in the Jordan Anderson car too. So
that's true. I think he'll do decent just because the turns kind of remind me of a short track. You gotta get that entry right and get low.
I am going out on a limb here and saying that Justin Allgaier is going to suck this week.
wow,
I think something's going
I'm
to
not
happen.
surprised by you saying that.
I am too.
And who needs a good run?
I actually have two drivers
Okay.
from the same stable.
Oh, changing it up.
Oh.
Yeah, Noah Gregson, Michael Annett. They are.
You didn't even have to say Michael and that.
I know, but so Michael Annett is holding on to that 12th place spot. Not by much.
I think Almirola is better than Michael and that.
Right. But
Pole.
it does. I think both of those cars need to finish top 10 all stages and finish in the top 10 for the race.
Not gonna happen. Pocono's always a wreck fest for Xfinity.
Yeah, turn 1 calamity.
Yeah, turn 1 on entry and exit.
Yep. But both of those guys, they need to put something together for this race. And I feel that if they don't, it's just you're digging yourself out of a hole now. But what do you have, Mitch?
Oh man, I keep yawning, man. Brandon Brown. I'm pulling for him to make playoffs, man, and it's just. I mean, he's right there. He's either always above it by a little or below it by a little, but he needs a good run, keep it going, and I feel like this is a good track, good strategy track. It could be a place where he can make that happen.
Like that.
Well, I'm gonna agree with Thomas again and go Noah Gregson. Our next one here.
I think we're all going to have the same. He needs a good run just because he does. Noah Gregson, for sure.
Yep. But as far as my Xfinity winner, Justin Allgaier.
That's funny. That's funny.
I think.
Follow you up. Mine's Justin Allgaier as well.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh boy, Stat Boy.
Mine is Allmendinger.
Allmendinger, Dinger Nation.
I thought about it. I just don't know about
I
it.
did too, but Pocono, I looked at it. It's not one of his best tracks. Yes, he's a good driver. One of his worst tracks, actually.
Can
I take a guess?
Yeah.
Ty Gibbs.
No. This race kind of races like a road course.
Don't Ty Gibbs.
And so my pick has nothing to do like that. I was just saying that just so you thought I was going to get Allmendinger. But Daniel Hemmer's going to get his first Xfinity win.
His first NASCAR.
I hope. Yeah, his first NASCAR, yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like, in general,
Right,
like, just
right.
his first Xfinity win.
It would be literally his first NASCAR win. But going on to Cup Series.
We can do our Saturday race first and then go around and do Sunday again.
Okay. So for Saturday.
Are they doing an invert? I'm just curious.
Yeah, invert. So
Top 20.
finish first, you start 20th Sunday, finish 20th, start first.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering.
Yep.
So for race number 1,
Who's
bad run is going to be Eric Almirola. I don't think they can keep the consistency together.
I'm not surprised. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. But my suck pick is Kurt. Never really been that good at Pocono. I feel like they always get in their head there. He's gonna wreck.
Suck pick is Bubba.
Oh, what a limb you're on. I like your Chevy hat, by the way.
Thank you. My suck pick. I'm gonna go with someone who needs a good run, but I just think he's gonna suck, and that's Matt DiBenedetto.
Yeah.
He needs to perform because he's 46 points out of the playoffs, but he won't perform.
Yeah, I can do that. But
Who needs a good run?
Race number 1, Chase Elliott. He's got to dig himself out of a hole from that DQ. I think he needs to focus on stage points. Granted, he does have a win, and we're getting closer towards the playoffs. He needs to start looking at those stage points. Don't worry about winning the race. Get those points.
My good run is Almirola. I like what I saw last week. I think that had a lot to do with the practice, though. But it's good momentum. As we know, momentum is key in this sport. It's going in the right direction. Finally, I think they might be able to build on it. And he can keep the ball rolling.
My good run is going to be Matty D.
It's funny.
It's funny.
My good run pick actually has a second place finish here at Pocono, his best finish ever in the Cup Series, but he came off a 7th place finish last week at Nashville. Daniel Suarez.
That's actually a good one. I can see that. But as far as my Cup win for number 1, Kyle Busch. I think Kyle Busch is going to get it done this weekend. For race 1, I feel that this is going to be kind of more in his wheelhouse, the way that their cars have been handling. So that's my pick for there.
I'm swinging the other way, going with a different dibs guy. I'm going with Hamlin. I'm not mistaken. He's got, six wins there already, I believe?
2 in his rookie season.
Yeah, I think he can. He's a strong possibility to turn his career, or not his career, but his season around.
His whole career.
Get a win.
Here's what's funny about it.
Well, yeah, but
for him to get used to Pocono, he used the current NASCAR game of the time.
That is odd. I did not know that.
Oh yeah, he jumped on the video game and raced it with a steering wheel.
That's funny. That's actually super funny. What was
One garage over and pick Martin Truex Jr.
wow.
Gibbs? Oh wow.
Wow. All right.
I'm not gonna go with Gibbs.
Oh darn! I was hoping you would actually.
The other one, that'd be crazy.
No, I'm not picking Bell. That's for sure. But I am gonna pick, not a Hendrick driver. Okay. Ryan Blaney is gonna win the first Pocono race.
I could see that. That's a good pick actually.
First career win was there.
Yep. Back in 2017, I just watched the race actually.
Nice. Then we go into race number 2, inverted field, Babylon Rock Chastain. I don't think he's going to be. He has shown improvement. Yes, it'll be 2 days in a row at the same track. I think that it's going to be too much on him per se. I think that's what's going to get him.
So with the invert, I really thought about the second race really strongly, considering the invert. My suck pick is going to be Larson. I think he's going to get caught up in a wreck early.
So you're saying he's going to lead a lot in the first race?
Yes. But Hamlin's going to steal it.
Oh, okay.
And then the invert, he's going to, Larson's going to start 19th and then get caught in a wreck.
Pick Hamlin out too.
Yeah.
That-
Who'd you say?
Me?
Me?
Me or Mitch?
You, DCD.
No. Suck pick's gonna be Austin Dillon.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
My suck pick is gonna be a Joe Gibbs driver. Actually, Denny Hamlin. I think his fall off is gonna continue.
But only the second race after his
Yeah,
win.
only the second. Well, according to you, yeah.
For me. Going to who needs a good run? Tyler Reddick. After last week, he's going to take this first race, kind of use it to improve on the car. Because we're using the same car 2 days in a row.
Unless you wreck.
Unless you wreck, but then you're starting in the back. So I think that they're going to use that first race kind of like a practice session. And I think that he is going to need a good run on the second race.
Yeah, I guess that. Once again, with the invert, I think Chastain's going to have a really good run. I think he's going to start up front after his bad run, the first race. And I think he's going to do good. Lead a lot of laps, maybe sneak away a stage or two.
For my good run, I'm gonna go Chase Briscoe.
It's a good pick.
Man,
You
SHR
did-
had a good run going last week. I was
are you
really
sure
impressed
you want
with
to just
that.
write SHR for needs a good run? Minus Harvick?
They
I'm
do,
gonna write
but
Joe Gibbs for the first race.
yeah, for real.
My needs a good run is it's gonna be Brad Keselowski. I think that whole
He does.
two bunch is just off. I think it's because of the whole deal with
Yeah,
I
everything.
agree.
But I just think they just don't care anymore, and so
Won't be good till New Hampshire.
but I think he needs
Get ready for Cinder.
So who is going to win the final race of Pocono of the year?
Kyle Larson. He is going to take the first race. He's not going to win. I think he's going to finish second. He's going to get track position throughout the race. I think he's just going to win. The man's on a roll. You can't. It's hard to kill momentum.
Let's get caught up in a wreck. My win pick is Kevin Harvick. He won there last year, got his first win ever at Pocono, finally.
Yeah.
I think he's going to double down and do it again.
I was debating changing this, but I'm gonna stick with it. I'm sticking with Harvick.
Wow. Good for you.
So I actually
Wasn't your driver?
So my prediction at the beginning of the year was Kevin Harvick will not win a race this year.
That's what Larry Mack said.
Yeah,
Are you still on that prediction?
I'm still on that prediction.
Okay.
But this is going to be the race that may lose my prediction. That's what I'm going to say. But I do think the 19 bounces back and wins the second race at Pocono. Because every time, so I looked at the stats, like I actually went back and looked. Every time he finishes outside the top 30, he gets either a fourth or a second at Pocono. And he finished outside the top 30 the last time they raced here. So hopefully we can make that a better spot and get a win. But
Well, some good predictions there. We'll see what happens on Sunday and Saturday.
yeah, we got a full weekend of Pocono racing.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Woohoo!
Friggin' great.
But then we
With a
have
dirt track in the middle.
Oh, shoot.
Literally.
Sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead.
it really is in the middle, too. 2 Pocono races, then the dirt track, then 2 Pocono races.
Yeah. Awful.
At least we get a good race in the middle.
Oh man! But I'm looking forward to it this weekend. I do like that Pocono has done this instead of just one long 500 race
They did 400 miles.
or 400-mile race.
The
I do
Armistead
agree, though.
stages is going to be interesting because I think the last stage will actually end in field mileage.
I
The first Pocono race.
I think that this is going to turn into a situation like we thought Sonoma was going to be, where people are going to pit early before the end of the stage. I think that's what it's going to turn down to.
I think they're going to run it backwards like a road course this week.
Well, they usually do. Last year was a different story, just because they'd never seen the shorter stages before because of because of.
But
COVID.
this year it's a different story. They have a little more knowledge on it.
Well, technically, it wasn't just because of COVID, because that was the plan prior anyway.
Was it really?
Yes.
Honestly,
But normally they have that practice session to figure out fuel. They didn't have
That's true, too, yeah. But, yeah, that was the plan, though, originally.
Okay, cool.
I just wish they could
I
get
don't remember
that.
Yeah, it's going to be the first ever.
Second.
Well, I guess not the first, but.
That's all we have for this episode 11. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Please tell us how you thought about this podcast and what we can do to be better. Thank you.
Especially me.
No,
Especially
all of us. Thank you for watching. We actually have an average watch time of an hour and 30 minutes. So that means that.
Wow.
So that means we actually keep the viewers the whole time we do the podcast. So thank you for that. And we've gained 10 subscribers within the past 2 days. Thank you as well for that. Appreciate all the support. And
I would drink to that, but I'm out.
do you have anything to add before I end it?
No, I'm pleased to hear our subscription numbers and our viewer numbers and such. That's awesome. I feel like at least someone is liking what one of us are saying.
At least one. I mean,
at least one of
is
us.
it?
Someone likes one of us.
It's probably DCD because he doesn't say the most. Right?
It's either
They're probably
DCD,
like, they're like, I like that guy because he don't say nothing. These other guys.
DCD, or it's maybe
Shut up.
Go on random rants.
Anyways, thank y'all for watching. Peace out.
Yep, later.
Good night.